Hello human pilots and ground crew. I would like to introduce you to my little friend. Okay then, let's start that again. Right, hello pilots and ground crew. Yeah, I've been keeping a secret from you. Yes, I got myself, let me take them off now. That's just a skin, by the way. I'll mention that later if I remember, but I like this one, so that's why I got it. Yeah, so I've been keeping a secret from my subscribers. A few weeks ago I got myself the DJI FPV drone. Now this is going to be a long video, so it's up to you if you watch it or not, but if I remember I'll leave like timestamps in the video description, okay, so you can jump about, because some of the stuff you might not find interesting, some bits you will. Right, so moving on with, shall we say, first bit. Why did I get one? You've got FPV drones or FPV drones, you've got quadcopters and stuff already, and you've already got FPV systems, so why did I get one of these? Well, to tell you the truth, a lot of you'll know, long time subscribers, I used to fly Phantoms and DJI Phantoms. I also had an Inspire for a short period of time, too big for my area. Right. But to tell you the truth, I got sick of the Phantoms and things like that, because I didn't like looking at the screen all the time. You know, having your information on like a phone or your tablet and stuff. And because then I was starting, I mean, going back a while now, FPV was just coming in, right? And I wired up some box goggles, and it wasn't great image quality and stuff, and I got a bit sick of it all, so I sold it all, right? And I just stuck with my planes, my helis and my quadcopters and stuff. But to tell you the truth, I've always missed being able to go out, right? We'll say Mavics nowadays, but go out with like a Mavic and get some nice long range footage and some nice cinematic views from the sky. And I sort of like missed that, because I used to do a lot of stuff like that, flown across the Humber. If you're not in the UK, it's a big bloody river, about a mile. Yeah, but flown across the Humber and things like that and stuff, and along the Humber Bridge and things like that. And I miss doing stuff like that. And I have, for the last year or two, considered getting myself a Mavic. I've been thinking about it, but I've talked myself out of it because I knew I'd be sick of looking at the little screen again. It used to bug me, right? Old eyes as well, don't help. And then there was all the chatter in the talk about the DJI FPV drone, which would fly like a Mavic, but also fly fast, shall we say. And I thought, oh, that sounds good. So, looked into it and I picked myself up one. Now, before you go out and get yourself one, right, you have to think about the cost. And not just the cost you see on the screen. Alright, just put that down for a second. See the top of my bald head? Not just the cost on the screen, where you see it advertised, oh, whatever, 1,000, 1,200, I said 12,000 then. No, I'm on about the cost that you may have to do. When I got mine, I tried my phone to get that DJI Fly app, because it'll only work with DJI Fly app. I've got 3 tablets, none of them would work. The bottom line is, I had to actually go out and spend another 200, well, nearly 3, on a new phone that was compatible. Now, in all fairness to DJI, if you go to the DJI website, go to downloads, go to the app, the particular app for this drone, there is a list of compatible devices that works with this particular drone. But like most people, I didn't read that bit. I just bought the bloody thing, Went to download the app and it won't work, and then I found out later I had to buy a specific device which I didn't have. My phone wasn't compatible and 3 of my tablets weren't compatible, so I had to go out and buy a new bloody phone, which was a bit annoying, but I needed a new one anyhow really, but it was a bit annoying. So think about that extra cost. Make sure your phone is compatible. Okay, moving on. I want to give you my first thoughts, right? And this will be quick because, let's be honest, the DJI goggles have been out a while, right? But I'd never used HD goggles before. And when I've seen reviews of them, right, and they say, oh, the picture's this and the picture's that and it's amazing, I sort of like, yeah, right, okay. I'm getting great quality image from my Sky Zone goggles. There can't be that much difference. Well, there bloody is a lot of difference. There's a hell of a lot of difference from these goggles, the HD. So if you're in doubt that HD won't be much better than your regular analog goggles, just trust me, they're a hell of a lot better. But there's one thing I have to warn you about. If you hate, and I mean hate with a passion, box goggles, you may find it very difficult to get used to these, because the picture inside the image, it's so big and immersive. Yes, that's at 16:9. You can shrink the image down to 4:3, right? But even in 4:3, it's bloody huge. You've got a huge image, which is very similar to like big box goggles. So if you hate box goggles, right, before you bought this system or bought any of these goggles, I recommend you try them out first if you can. Go somewhere, borrow, beg and steal, see if you can get somebody who'll lend you one to try them out. Right, so that's all I've really got to say about the goggles. They're awesome. Alright, you got a great HD image. So I'm not going to waffle about that because they've been out a long time. Alright, but I just thought I'd give you my quick opinion, what I thought, if there was any good or not. Okay then, moving on. My first thoughts about this little bugger, the little how it flies and stuff in, what is it? Normal, sports and manual mode. Well, in normal mode, I was very happy. Right, the way you can just take nice steady, like Mavic footage. However, with a Mavic, you've got a 3-axis gimbal. Right, so it's slightly different because you only get a 2-axis gimbal with this, but you'll already know that, so this is just my opinion, right? For flying, we'll call it Mavic style, just doing them long, slow flights and getting the great the great shots and stuff. It's great, and to be quite honest, you're looking at a good 15 minutes flight time in normal mode, right? Because I've done it on quite a windy day as well. If I remember while I'm talking about this, I'll put the odd video up if I haven't already. But yeah, so in normal mode, it flies brilliant, real nice and everything. Now, if you want to boost it up, you just jump into sports mode and you can whiz about like a madman. It's got some major speed. You can lock it into your cruise control, but you'll know all this. This is just my thoughts of how I felt about it. And you can whiz it round and you can have great fun with it. Brilliant fun. Right? Now, you're all going to ask me about Acro mode. Well, it hasn't got an Acro mode. I'm sorry. And personally, this is where a lot of people, when I've watched reviews where they've said, oh, professional FPV pilots will say, or FPV pilots that's been flying a long time, they say, oh, it's crap for Acro. Well, it's not an Acro quad. Will it fly acrobatic Acro? Damn right it will. Andy RC proved that. I'll leave a link. Andy RC proved it. It will fly brilliant in Acro. However, don't forget the price if you crash. But it's not really designed for Acro. It doesn't say normal mode, sports mode, acro mode. It says normal mode, sports mode, manual mode, as in fully manual. And in my opinion, right, it's so that you can still go for your great footage, like fly up a big mountain, but then you can really turn on it and fly right down your mountain or your tree top or what, cliffs or whatever, to get a nice different type of Mavic shot. Because you can fly up with your Mavic, but you can't do that to fly back down it. There's nothing on DJI that says we've designed manual mode to do all these flips and rolls, even though it will do that. Alright? Now, have I tried it in Acro? Yes, I have. I have tried it in Acro. Alright, and I'll put a quick video if I remember. And yeah, you can fly it in Acro, and it flies pretty damn good actually in Acro. But you won't be seeing that. If I remember to put the video up, that's the most of Acro with this thing you will see off me. Right, you'll see me flying it in manual mode, so I can swoop about, shall we say. But you won't see any more flips and rolls, right? Because of the price tag. I've got quadcopters. If I want to go out and do loads of flips and rolls and fly crazy acro, I'll use one of my quads that I can smash, rebuild quite easily. I don't want to smash and rebuild this. I'll fly this fast and I'll do loops, or I won't do loops, I'll do swoops and stuff, but I won't be doing rolls. It's too bloody expensive. Alright, so you won't see much video footage like that. You'll see long range, you'll see all this sort of stuff, but you're not going to be seeing all this sort of stuff. Alright, it's too expensive to crash, way too expensive to crash. Alright, you see that with the carbon fibre quadcopters. However, if you're interested in flying Acro and you're new-ish to it, you bought this and you've been flying it in sports mode and you want to move on to fully manual mode because you want to do some acrobatics, right? Don't just flip it into fully manual mode and try and flip it over, right? Because you're going to crash. You want to change the rates in it. Get used to flying it in manual mode just as you was in sports mode, right? Forget all this, right? Just get used to flying it in manual mode like that, right? Like you would a normal quad, shall we say, without the flip and the roll. And my rate settings, I'll tell you what, I'll put them up, right? For like just getting used to flying in manual mode, I recommend these rate settings. Just to get the feel of manual mode, so it's not too twitchy and too panicky. Now, if you want to knock it up so you can get some really big flashy flips and rolls, because I know somebody will ask, so there you go, there's the higher rate setting. Alright, what I've got this set to. I've got this set to the higher rate setting. Alright, but I've been flying a while, so please, if you're new, use them lower rates first and just get the feel of the manual mode. Okay, so that's basically best advice I can offer there. Just get the feel of it with the lower rates. And moving on. Right then, I've got a couple of tips for you which I haven't heard anybody mention yet. Right. Do you know it's got a buzzer? Now, a lot of you will be watching this going, well yeah, of course it has. But I bet there's a hell of a lot of you saying no it hasn't. It bloody has, it's got a buzzer. Right. The quad through the ACs and the motors will beep, and the beeping's quite loud actually. All you do is you double tap your C1. I'll tell you what, I'll record it, show you it and put it there, or put it in front of you so you'll be watching it now while I'm speaking. But yeah, you just double tap your C1 button and listen. And there you go, that's what it sounds like. So you're not going to hear it from miles away, right? But if you happen to have crashed or done an emergency landing in some thick grass or something, right, if you know the general area and then hit the buzzer, you'll hear that. It's quite loud. It's quite loud, so it's good enough, right? It's good enough. And I also want to mention, as another quick tip, the goggle battery. Right, you know, the little goggle battery. And don't use it. Get yourself the aftermarket one and plug your own battery in, because what's happened to me, it only happened once and that was enough. I had the goggle battery plugged into the USB. Just a minute, I'll show you. Got cables here and the goggle battery's through there, but whatever. I had the goggle battery plugged in to the battery basically, and as I pushed the battery into my back pocket, the USB cable came a bit loose, and when I moved the cable popped off and I lost video signal. But that's one thing I do like about the transmitter, it's got the panic mode, and I pressed the panic mode, figured out what was going on, and we was off again. So yeah, so don't let just don't use it. Just get one of them aftermarket ones. Right, you can make them, you can buy them for about £5 if I remember. I'll leave a link in the description. Right, it's just a barrel connector with an XT60 on the end, and just plug in your 4S up to 6S LiPo, just plug it in and you're off. Now there's just one more thing I want to tell you, and it's to do with failsafe, and maybe I've missed it because there's a lot of videos out there about this drone. But I ain't seen anyone mention it yet. It's about when you fail safe on the image. So you're flying along, you're doing a long range, right? You've still got plenty of signal on your transmitter, but your goggles lose signal, so it fail safes. Well, your goggles go black. I mean black, alright? Black as night. And your first instinct is to panic. Well, don't press anything on the transmitter. Don't panic. The goggles have gone black. You've lost video signal. You've just pushed it to the limit. Your goggles have gone black. Don't panic. Just have patience. Just keep waiting, because when the quad loses video signal, just like losing radio signal, it automatically fail-safes and returns to home. And as it's coming back, sooner or later, maybe straight away, maybe within 30 seconds, but sooner or later as it gets back to you, the image comes back in your goggles. But don't start panicking, pressing buttons and thinking what's happened and stuff. Check your battery first of all, but in the case that yeah, 9 times out of 10, it's just lost signal, you've gone too far, or maybe gone beyond somewhat where it's really interfered with a video signal, and it's fail-safed on the video, and all it'll do is turn around, return to home, and the picture will come back. So don't panic. Right, moving on. Right, I will mention, because somebody will ask me, no, they're not the stock antennas. They are the, I've got this wrote down because my memory is really going now, the True RC. Alright, True RC 2.4/5.8. Alright, because you need both for using this drone. Alright, look into that yourself. I'm not going in. Basically, these goggles will run on 2.4 or 5.8. So you want the 2.4 5.8 True RC, little stubby antenna, so you can keep them on in your backpack. Okay, got these from Drone Authority, link in the description. And you're going to ask, are they as good as the stock antennas? No, they're better. They're better than the stock antennas. You will get, range wise, and I've tested this, right, range wise you'll get an extra I I nearly said 1,000 metres there. I nearly said 1,000 metres. You'll get an extra, on average, 8 to 1,000 feet range that way. And as for everything else, right, they're better. Right, so they are better than the stock. So that's all I'm going to mention about them. But somebody will say that they don't look like stock antennas, so I just thought I'd mention I'm just reading it again, the True RC 2.4, 2.5 from Drone Authority. Link in the description, or just click on the affiliate link or whatever. Hey, oh, moving on. Oh, right then. To basically just about finish up, I want to mention what's wrong with it. Personally, I could only find two things I have a problem with. The first one was to do with buying the extra batteries. You get this three-way charger thing. You plug in all three batteries, and it charges them up. Well, what a waste of time that is. Because it charges the batteries up one at a time. So you don't need that. You charge up one battery, when it's charged, unplug it, plug another one in. It takes 10 seconds. Because it'd be different if this charged all three at the same time, like a parallel board charging your batteries. You put, like, say, 6 LiPos on a parallel board, you charge all 6 up, it takes the same amount of time and they're done. Whereas this, it'll charge one battery up, let's just say for argument's sake 40 minutes, then it'll charge that battery up another 40 minutes, then that battery up another 40 minutes. So this is pointless to me. This is just pointless. Absolutely pointless. You might as well just charge one battery at a time. It's safer, because you keep an eye on one battery. You haven't got 3 all plugged in, because if you've got 3 plugged in and let's just say for argument's sake one burst or caught fire, it could damage, it probably damage all 3 of them. Whereas you're charging at one, when it's charged you unplug it and you plug your next one in. When that's unplug it, because they only charge up one at a time. If they charged up all at the same time like a parallel charge, then this would be well worth whatever, but this is a great toothpick, you know what I mean, and it's pointless in my opinion. It's pointless. And the last but by no means least thing I did not like in the slightest about this frigging combo set, but I've sorted it out, was this bloody thing. This bloody thing here, this stupid little stick for the gimbals, it's the same size as the TBS Tango 2. Why the hell couldn't they have got decent gimbals in there, or at least decent sticks, because these are fucking terrible. They give you 2 sets because they know you're going to bloody lose one set, but they're horrible on your fingers. Now if you've been flying the little mini Mavics and stuff like that and stuff, you'll be used to them, fine. But when you want to be, you know what I mean, flying, they are bloody useless. I noticed on eBay, Hong Kong are already making bigger ones, bigger sticks, but I haven't found any in the UK anywhere. I nearly ordered some, but what I did was, I got an old transmitter, took the sticks off, I had to drill a little hole in the stick, run a big screw through, it's M3, M2, run M2 screw through, just screwed it in, and just leaving them on. These are actually, funnily enough, these are actually just a little bit too big now. However, I'll leave that down, it's much easier and comfier for flying. You can feel what you're doing, you really can, rather than frigging do it again. If you're chalk and cheese, I mean, I can't even hold that thing. I mean, look how bloody tiny that thing is. I mean, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So, like I said, I just I just basically knocked them up, took them off a thingy, an old transmitter, made some little covers so I can leave them on so that they can't move in the bag, and left it like that. But yeah, that's the two things, that battery port and the sticks. Right. All they had to do was also supply bigger sticks, but why couldn't they have shipped it with some decent sticks? Gimbals, maybe they couldn't fit them in with all the extra technology that's boosted into that little transmitter, but they could have added decent sticks, full size, full length sticks, you know what I mean? Because I mean, my Tango 2, I love it, right? It feels perfect in my hand, the sticks are perfect in my hand, and that thing, I was thinking, I'm gonna break it. You know what I mean? You touch the sticks and you think you're gonna break them. No, I hated the sticks, so they had to go. They had to go. But that's the only two things: the sticks and that stupid battery covery thing. So I'll leave it there, and I'll leave it with who I think should buy it. And should a brand new pilot, quads, drones, anything you want, who's never flown in their life before, should they buy one of these? Well, I'll start off with that, and I'll say, yeah. Right, we all know start on sims and stuff. I'm not going to say that, everybody bloody says that. Oops, just did. But yeah, for a nobody pilot, as in never flown in their life, start on this, start in your manual mode, right? Your normal mode, easy mode, normal mode. Get used to everything, fly about, fly it like a Mavic and stuff like that, because it's just like buying a Mavic. Okay, 2-axis gimbal, but we've covered that. Alright, and once you're 100% confident, then you can knock it up to your sports mode, and then later on, it's all there. I mean, we've all done it. Right, well, I say we've all done it. You could go out, you buy a Mavic for the first time, and you're flying it and you're loving it, and then you want to move on to quads, so then you have to buy something else that'll go a bit faster, then you have to make something or build something like that. Whereas this is all in one, as long as you use your brain and keep thinking how much it costs. This is not designed, well, it is designed to do loads of flips and rolls. It will. Andy RC proved that. I've had a go, a lot of people have had a go by now, right? But should you do it? Should you do loads of flips and rolls and risk crashing and stuff? Well, it depends on how big your bleeding bank balance is. If you're loaded, who gives a shit if you smash it up? Right? But me, no, it'll be enjoyable flying. Right, when I want my flips and my rolls, my quad stuff will come out, my carbon fibre stuff. So I'm going to leave it. I'll tell you who this is perfect for. The same situation as why I bought it. Yeah, you like flying your Mavics and stuff, but you want to try out your FPV because you're sick of looking at a little screen. There you go. Alright then. Now, not else to say, you're going to start seeing some flight footage from it, because I didn't want to start posting stuff instantly as soon as I got it a few weeks ago, because I didn't understand everything about it at that point. Right, and the last thing, I didn't want to start getting questions that I couldn't answer. Basically, I wanted to be able to answer your questions, so I wanted to play about with it for a while first of all and learn things. Good things, bad things, or whatever, because I kind of kept it. Nobody knew I had one. Well, that's a lie. One person knew I had this, and that was Andy RC. He's the only person on the planet. Well, that's not quite true actually, but he's the only person who knew I had one, and that's Andy RC, because I had to ask him something, and he was, oh, you're switching over to HD then, George, and went through the bit about, oh yeah, I used to this, and I decided to give it a go and stuff like that. So he's the only one who knew. So I basically wanted to get used to it, learn how to fly the bloody thing, get used to the 3 different settings, decide on my tune rate so I could show you, like in this video, and give you more information. So at least now I can say, if you've got any questions, just leave leave them in the comments. I wouldn't have been able to say that if I had just posted the video the second I opened the box. But yeah, so I'm going to leave it there then, and you're going to start seeing a few videos, a few flights and stuff like that. When a good day hits, I do want to do a really good range test, just to see how far it will go under safe circumstances, and with loads of spotters and this and that and everything, and make sure I'm in the middle of nowhere. Okay, but I want to do a nice range test and stuff, because I've done just about everything else with it. The normal, the sports, the fully manual mode. But yeah, I'd like to do a really good long range test, even though I've had some pretty good flights with it as it is. Okay then, pilots and ground crew, I'm gonna leave it there, and I hope you like the goggles. The sticker. It took me, I don't mind telling you, it took me about an hour and a half to put them bloody stickers on them goggles. It did my head in trying to make sure all the creases are. I'm a bit of a perfectionist in that. Tiny little creases, and I'm just trying to get every little crease out, but whatever. Okay then, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching, and cheers.